Rose, I'm going to introduce the episode now, and I'm going to say the number, and you just join in whenever you're ready. It's episode 181.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to do it in German.
But you say welcome. No.
Okay.
Episode 181. Just showing off there. Yes. Multilingual and 2 very long lips. That was a shame.
Horrible.
So what we say is like, hello and welcome to TrustyHogs. It's episode 181. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome to TrustyHogs. It's episode 181. Catherine's not here. She can't She can't make it today. So today we're returned by fan favourite Queen of the Pigs.
We're returned by.
Oh, well, it's hard, isn't it? Catherine does this part usually.
Yeah. No, you're crushing it.
Yeah, I am. I am crushing it.
Through the fog, step forth the trusty hogs. Yeah, you're gonna give them your problems and they will solve them. Or maybe they won't, and that's your problem. They'll have guests and Andrew White on the tech. It's Helen and Catherine as the Trusty Hogs. Trust the Trusty Hogs, or maybe not.
What did I say? Returned.
Today we're returned
Turning
by.
by. Today we have back Rose.
Yeah, that's good.
We have back. And is there anything as sweet as that name? What's the thing? A rose.
By any other name would smell as sweet.
Name.
No, I don't know.
A rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
And do you know what? I forgot to put perfume on today.
I was going to say.
Think?
When you arrived earlier, I thought, phoo-wee.
No, because I actually I have got a new lovely perfume and I thought I was going to put it on and I thought maybe Helen will say, what's your perfume? And then I was walking to the train and I was like, I didn't fucking put it on.
Okay. What perfume did you buy?
It's Diptyque. Diptyque. Don't worry about it.
I've never done that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I did a job and it was like, it was some kind of like, I think it was maybe like a voiceover for maybe a coffee brand. And
Costa.
Yeah.
But maybe,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Well, maybe. And I did it. And then whenever I do anything like that, I just walked straight out of the studio and into like the nearest expensive shop. And I'm like, yes, please. Thank you very much.
I literally do the same thing.
Normally it's Bravissimo. I'm going in there, I'm dropping 200 big ones.
Are you doing Bravissimo on Oxford Street still? The one that's when you towards the BBC?
Yeah.
Their swimwear this year, you know what? I'll say it, is atrocious.
This year, because last year was absolutely fantastic.
Right. They only have, and I'm sorry to say this because I support all brands that do big booby things. Yeah. They only have one option of swimsuit there that's non-wired. And I do not want a wired swimsuit for just general swim.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't mind it in a bikini, but I know what you mean with a full costume. Wires. It's taking me 15 minutes to get the bloody thing on.
When
Never
I'm already
mind trying to get it off when I'm wet and it's all get the wires going up in my boob and I'm putting it down like a sausage.
Because one of the worst things in this day and age, and people aren't talking about it enough, is getting dressed after swimming in a leisure centre.
Can I throw something even more awful into the mix? Trying to do it with a baby.
You've got a fucking baby.
Yeah. And let me tell you, that is the worst part of being a parent. It's like trying to wrestle a wet frog that is furious at being naked, but also furious that you're trying to put clothes on them. And you're still like dripping wet.
Yeah, dripping.
And then whenever I've been there, all the other mums seem to just be like, angelically doing it and their babies are just like well, and then I'm like enacting a scene from The Exorcist in a cubicle. I don't know what they think is going on in there, but like the people at Crystal Palace must just be like, this woman is abusing her child.
But I know what you mean. There are some people who, I'm not even talking about like mothers necessarily, but like they go into like changing rooms and there's no water on the floor around
I
them.
don't understand
Or they
it.
come out the pool and their hair's not wet and it's like, we're all putting on swim caps, but how are you keeping the water out fully? And then some people's kids are just too well behaved.
Yeah.
But they're the freaks. You're not the freak.
No, and also, look, I was never going to have a well-behaved child, was I?
You were always going to have something.
An absolute nightmare.
Let's just say summon. Let's just say summon.
Listen, before we started recording, you were saying something about
oh my God,
a poo, and I didn't understand it.
I was just saying to the room, I think there's nothing, I think it's because I'm inspired. Basically, just before we came in here to do this episode, there was a previous podcast in this studio, but me and Rose like barged in because we didn't read the message saying don't arrive for 4, even though Andrew had messaged us like 3 times, and God bless you for trying. But was like, hello!
Here we are!
We're the podcast! And I rang the bell. It was like, which means if you ever hear a bell ringing on a crossover episode of Who Sexted My Boss, and wait for it, who sat on the floor at my wedding, which is one of the best podcasts of all time. If you hear a doorbell ringing towards the end of that episode, that's me.
Yeah. On that
And
note,
Rose.
yeah.
And then, because I was thinking about poo,
Yeah.
right, because of shat.
Yeah.
And then I was just saying, I just think, because I'm talking about poo on stage at the moment, I've made the, because I just want you to see that I'm not, only because we talked about poo last week, and I don't want people to be like, oh, she's always got shit on the brain, because I don't always have, sometimes it's like world politics. Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be. Did you hear we're getting a new pope? Are we? Sunil
He's
said
not
we were.
dead yet,
But
is he?
that's what I said.
Give the lad a
it?
chance.
I will say your dad is not Clive Myrie, but he is a sewer worker, so that's all I'm saying.
What does that mean?
I mean, of course you got shit on the brain. It's in your blood.
Thank you very much. That means a lot. Who the fuck's Clive Myrie? then?
Mastermind, innit?
Is
Yeah,
it?
but he was also like a war correspondent and stuff for the BBC.
Okay, well, yeah, good for him.
Um,
Anyway, I just
Yeah.
think it's dehumanising as an adult to try and push out a poo.
yeah, but you said on demand, like on a
Because you know when you're like on schedule, you know when you're like, I've got a long day, I need to poo before I
No,
leave.
this is like wild to me. This
That
is wild.
cannot be wild. That's
I'm-
extreme.
I have no say.
You're in your 30s and you have
No, I mean I have
say.
some say. Like I have like you
Not
know,
every day.
No, but as in like I'm not just going immediately in my pants. Like I could get to a toilet.
Okay, yeah, go on.
But what I mean is like I could never be like, oh well, I'm going to have a long day, so I'll just have a poo now. No dice.
Right, I'm with you, but I do think we have more control than we realise sometimes. Not to the point like, I mean, I don't know if I know people who like will poo before they leave the house regardless of the time, and they will organise their day around
Yeah,
it.
that is mad to me. That is mad.
But if I've had a couple of times in life where like, you know, some jobs you have to be there at like 6 a.m, whatever, so your pickup times are like 4.
Yeah.
So you've got a long drive. And some places that you go are tricky to poo in, particularly when you've been mic'd up and you've got costume. You know what I mean? I know they're not listening, but it's just in your
They
head.
are.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew they were listening. And then you don't know how far to go with it. Sometimes I say like, oh, just so you know, it's...
No, they're not. Like, they should turn it off when you go.
They
to
should.
the loo.
Well, I hope
Did
so,
have I
'cause-
told you about my story when I was doing?
No.
Oh my god! So I was doing this job, and I was doing the acting job that I always do, which is 2 lines, 1 scene in a show where I just turn up and everyone already know. You know, everyone like knows each other, and I'm just like, hello,
You're so good at it, though.
thank you,
And other things too.
So I get, and so this is on a show, and my scene is with David Tennant and Jessica Hines.
Oh, that's big.
It's big, okay? And it's in a swimming pool. Okay, so I'm in my swimsuit in a swimming pool. And I'm trying to just be like, yeah. And I need a wee. I need a wee, okay?
As an actor or as Rose?
As Rose.
As
me.
Rose, as the person Rose.
As the
As you,
person, as
yeah.
me. Yeah, my character doesn't need a wee.
No, I thought it'd be interesting.
And I'm trying to be cool because I'm only there for 1 day, and I'm like, yeah, I just know my way around a TV set. I do. And do you know that the like the slang in TV, if you need a
1
wee,
and 2.
10-1.
10-1 and 10-2.
Okay. So I wanted to be cool. And so when you go and say to like, you know, one of the first, the ADs, you say like, I just need to go for a wee. You hear them into their mic go, Rose just stepping off to go 10-1. I got to him and like Tennant's there, Jessica Hines is there, it's all in earshot. I panicked and I went, I just need to go and do 10-2. And as I said it, I was like, no.
For translation, you just said in front of the doctor, I need go poo-poo.
Yeah, I just said in front of Doctor Who, I need to go poo-poo. and everyone just went like so silent and still.
Oh.
And then the first AD just went, "It's a bit too much information." But
They said that.
yeah. It was
But you obviously
awful.
didn't mean it.
I know. And I thought, but then I was like, it's going to be more embarrassing to be like, sorry, no, I got my sad slang mixed up. So I just like splashed off in my wet swimsuit.
Oh,
and
you
then
were
had
wet?
to, I got to get out of the pool for this. And then
You got out of the pool.
Yeah.
You went to go, I need to poo-poo.
and then,
Oh my God.
yeah, and then obviously it took ages to get the fucking swimsuit off.
Oh,
and then
because weeing in a swimsuit, easy. Pull us across.
yeah,
Pull across.
no, but it was a wee.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, sorry.
It wasn't a poo.
Were you then? Do you ever try and like prove a point by doing the quickest wee ever? Because you're like, I don't want you to think in any world that this is a poo.
Yeah, or maybe in that instance, I was like, they think it's a poo, so maybe I had to theatrically like make it longer because I was like, they're gonna think I'm like fucking this weird girl that just poos in like 2 seconds.
Just has it dropping out.
Yeah.
Why is pooing still such an awkward thing? I once had, I just remember arriving at a studio once, and it was in London. It was in South London, and I'm so sure it was to do one of those like. I only did a couple of these really early on, like to camera, like Christmas toys from the noughties and 90s, or like famous moments from TV, something like that. And I just arrived and I was like, oh God, I still really need the toilet. I couldn't go when I was at home. And it was like, every time they showed me a toilet, it was just like, not there. Like it was right next to the kitchen or right next to where they were recording, or like there were people outside, or like someone was like, oh no, you go first, I'll come in after you. Like it just wasn't happening. I remember like just thinking like my stomach is fucking losing it right now. And eventually I was just like, I'm just gonna have to shit and just let everyone smell it. Like,
Do you know what you need in your bag? This will change your life.
Is this poopery?
Yeah.
But will it actually? I've never used
it. Fucking works. It's insane. It's so good. You have to put it in before you poop. But if it forms basically like it's like an oily layer. You can't see it, but it forms basically like a barrier over the water. So when your poo goes in, scent can't get out. It is honestly amazing.
I just don't believe it.
It's true. I promise you.
I've fallen for so many things online.
Like the hide your poo scent?
Not for just hide your poo.
What else have you fallen for?
Well, you know what? I went through a tricky Febreze phase. I'll say it. I'll be brave. Like, do you remember those adverts where it was like
you don't have to wash your clothes. You just Febreze them.
No.
What do you mean then?
What do you mean then? You do have to wash your clothes.
No, I know, but I thought that's
I
what
know
you
that.
meant.
Yeah, you're a mother. You wash clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But like sometimes, like if you're in a rush and your crotch smells a bit bad, yeah, you can Febreze that.
No, you can't.
You can Febreze
This is what I was...
over with clothes.
Why
on
wouldn't you say
with
yes to the?
jeans.
Why wouldn't you say yes when I say you can Febreze your clothes? Why would you volunteer?
That made it sound like you don't use the washing machine full stop.
And you think it's better to admit to Febrezing your
In
fanny
a rush, and it's not
than
straight
just
on the
Febrezing
lips.
your clothes.
I've got clothes on, and we've all done it, and I will not be judged for that.
What Febreze? Like original flavour? Not flavour.
White linen, is it called? Flavour? What are you?
Yeah, I know.
Wait a second. Can we all just calm down for a minute? I'm saying I was fooled by those Febreze adverts of like, remember those people that go into like a horrible hovel-looking room?
Yeah. Have you
They-
gone on
Oh,
those
yeah,
guys?
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, it smells amazing. I take the blindfolds off and they go, what, is that a dead body on the floor? It smells amazing. And then
And, okay, yeah. And so you were
and then
like,
I
this will
bought
work on
some.
my hovel-smelling crotch.
One second. If we could just take a little time out there for me and everyone else. Hovel smelling crotch.
I'm just did
What
the
does that
maths.
suggest
I
for
just
me?
did the maths. Okay, I did the logical next step.
I had a shower this morning. Do you know what I used in it?
Febreze?
No. Febreze should do a shower gel though. Like morons like me would be like amazing. Like, under the boobs and for the pits, you know. No, I used Soap and Glory.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Boots.
Yeah.
Original scent, rose, mandarin, bergamot, is it?
Yeah.
The choice of teenagers all around Britain. And
Yeah, do you remember when you were a teenager and you would like go into the like luxury bath aisle of boots, and I would be like, I'm basically Kim Kardashian, like
the grip
the grip that the Sanctuary products held over me.
I still think those are extreme luxury.
They smell delicious, Helen.
Because my mum, she gets a sanctuary product from me every Christmas. Like as part of her stocking, I will always include a sanctuary product. I remember her telling me about it when I was little. The Sanctuary Spa. Have you heard about it? She was like, it's a place in London, in Covent Garden. Is that right? And it's nirvana. But you can't go until you're 18.
What?
And I've still not been.
What is it like?
She said it was like 18 plus. Oh my God, is it a sex thing?
Maybe.
No, Boots would not franchise with that. They
Sex
would not.
sells.
And they do sell sex stuff in Boots.
Yeah.
But just like,
Lube.
get pregnant or don't get pregnant.
Yeah.
There's no sort of like
pleasure.
Yeah,
there's some lube.
They do like cock rings and stuff.
Probably.
Lube's not like massive pleasure for me.
No, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if I can spit and use the mayonnaise, save it, Penny.
Oh,
No, I'm joking. I wouldn't.
The
use that. I wouldn't.
mayonnaise.
I don't know. I was just talking. Sometimes I panic, so I don't have that much sex. I just say things to try and prove that I get it. Do you know what I mean? Like a teenager. Like, oh yeah, no, 100%. I'm whacking them out, and they're like, how many? And you're like 50 an hour, and they're like, that's too many. You're like, I don't know what the line is. Like, I don't know.
Wanking, you mean?
Yeah, but like I'm just like I'm spitballing.
50 times an hour.
I'm having a panic attack. I'm actually I'm on level with you. I'm really scared. I need to get off my algorithm on Instagram at the moment is Alan Partridge quotes.
Oh, that's lovely.
It is, but I'm talking like him too much.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going around like it's accused.
Mine's like fucking mad trad wife parenting content where it's like my night with a newborn with timestamps, and then it's just like a woman just never sleeping and just like picking her baby up and then putting a nappy on it and then feeding it.
When are they editing it?
I just think the maddest thing is like, when are you getting the fucking tripod out? Are you mental? Baby's crying. You're like, just quickly set up the tripod.
Oh my God, yeah.
Mad. Unless you've got one up at all times, which I think is
Then
so
you're just filming the
dystopian.
baby the whole
Yeah.
time. That's really weird. But then again, that's just like, that's in now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Making YouTube channel of baby. I'm going to do
Yeah.
it. I'm going to do it.
But my baby not on socials.
You're not going to give it a channel? You're not going to give baby a channel?
Depends how my career pans out over the next couple of years,
the thing.
actually.
Also, does baby have talent yet? You know?
I'd say no. No, I mean, yeah, no.
It's tricky though, because it's like, do you want your baby to show a talent so young that then you become one of those like...
Yeah.
I can't see you doing... I mean, I think you would do anything for him because he's a sweet little angel. But like, sporting parent...
Oh, I'm already like so lax. Like took it... All the other babies could like swim, and I was like, I've not even taken him swim. I like baby classes. I go to one, and I think that'll do.
He's got it all.
Yeah, he's heard a song. That's all right.
But what do they learn at baby classes? It's
They
like
don't
music
learn
and...
anything.
Oh, right.
They're not even fucking listening. This woman's like fighting for her life. She's doing the beanbag bop. The babies are just fucking running around, nicking each other's instruments, like trying to eat a fucking maraca. What's the point?
I would love that. Oh, can I come with you next time? We live so close. We can do the beanbag bop. I was expelled from creche when I was little.
What did you do?
I had one day there and my mum came to collect me and they went, she's not welcome back.
Did you bite?
No, I just apparently would not calm down.
That's on them.
The whole day, just like screaming my lungs out. They couldn't find a way to calm me down. And then they were just like, she is not welcome here.
That is bad creche.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think get Ofsted onto them if it still exists.
My mum thinks it's because one of my past life regressions.
I'd say... I'm going to say, yeah, Anne Bauer is going to come in hard with that being due to a past life.
And I appreciate it because it makes me sound like a kid who's just had a lot going on. Just a babby.
More likely just unskilled nursery workers who don't know how to settle a kid in.
Yeah, fuck you, Fleet Nursery, whatever you were called. Whatever you were bloody called. How about that?
Yeah.
Do you want to know on the who shat on the floor at my wedding thing?
Yeah.
Who shat on the floor of my flat, my carpeted flat the other night? My son.
You've just made my week.
Who?
What?
Yes, because, so...
He's so little. We
Yeah.
have to like this. Rose is not talking about a 16-year-old.
Oh, no. He's one.
No.
He's one.
Yeah.
He's one.
Yeah.
But he...
And I shit myself a month ago, so let's be calm with it.
He loves to like crawl and run around naked.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, okay, admittedly, that is dangerous when you've got cream carpets in your flat, okay? But normally, you get a little bit of warning. You can see something happening. You can.
Facially?
Yeah, he's going
Okay.
red. He's straining.
Oh
You pick
my
him up.
God, yes!
The other day, Dan was ill. My husband. He's in bed. I've been solo parenting all weekend. I'm fighting for my life. Okay.
Amazing.
And I'm letting him have his little crawl around, run around. He comes over to me. He buries his head in. I'm on the sofa. He buries his head into my lap, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. He's like burying his little head into my lap, and then I'm like, I hear a thud.
A thud.
A thud. And I'm like, no. And I was like, no. He has done such a big load on the floor. I then pick him up. He continues to poo as I'm like trying to take him somewhere that isn't the cream carpet. Then I'm trying to clear it up.
Oh, right.
While he's trying to like poke it. And at some point, and then I think I've got out the carpet
now
cleaner.
it's yucky. You know yucky.
He doesn't know yucky.
No.
Doesn't know yucky. I've cleaned. I've like picked it up using wet wipes. I've put it in the loo. I've cleaned the carpet. I then go to throw the wet wipes into the other room, into his bedroom where the nappy bin is, and I'm like, I skid. I skid, and I think, no. I look at my slipper, bottom of my slipper. He's done a sneaky one that I've slid in. It's then trodden through from my slipper. It's honestly like I'm in a nightmare. I finally get it all cleared up.
And he's having a great time, I'm
He
assuming.
thinks the whole thing is... I
Funniest
swear
day of
he
his
was
life.
laughing at me.
Yeah.
He was laughing at me.
I would. Someone tripping in a sneaky poo you did.
Yeah, slip.
Good stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I finally have cleared it all up and got him in the fucking bath. And I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, I can still smell it. How? I've cleaned him down. I'm like, where? How? And I look down. I've knelt in it somehow in amongst it all. It's on my trousers. I've knelt in it. It's apocalyptic.
How much?
So this kid
coming
is
out?
tiny. I don't know. He's eaten a lot of pasta beforehand, I will say.
But just beforehand, it doesn't work its way through the system that quickly.
No, but it can
Some foods do, but I think pasta.
No, but if you eat a big meal, it can like get things moving. It's you know, you're backed up. Yeah.
Which, sorry, leads us back to the point you can control your own toilet.
He just shat on the carpet.
No, but but he's having fun. He's a young lad. He's one. You're grown up lady. Like, if you want to poo early in the morning,
Eat
so
big
you've got a big
pasta.
day, the night before, fibre it up. Big glass of water before bed. Wake up, ready to go.
Doesn't happen for me. No, it's surprise.
Well, that
every
might be a
time.
your family thing then.
Yeah, I think so.
That is a rough day.
It was awful, you know, and you're just like, and there's no one to witness it. Like, I think if Dan had been there, it'd have been funny. But when you're on your own and the kid's trying to put his hand in it, and you're like, fucking hell, how? No. This isn't what I dreamed of.
It's not the dream, but it is it's a smaller picture of the dream. It's part of it. Because Angel. And also,
Angel.
like, I'm going to be a bit philosophical now. Out of all the poo you could accidentally roll in, wouldn't you want it to be the...
Didn't
the
roll
poo.
in it,
No,
yeah.
you roll in it.
Knelt in it.
Okay, well, Slippy and knelt.
Yeah.
There was two parts of that. Slippy, trod and knelt.
Yeah.
That's practically a roll.
I'd say so. I thought it was kinder to just give her one, but no, she's got a bloody problem with everything. But I think I'd rather have it be of a human I may do little than an adult random I don't know.
Oh, no.
Like, do you remember when Red got, like, was it like vomited on or pissed on by someone he didn't? It was something like awful on the street. And I remember thinking, like, you just don't know where that piss came from. Well, they threw a bucket on him. This is way back when. Just some random on the street.
I once sat on a pissy seat on a bus. Yeah.
Do you know it was
horrendous.
smell-wise, you know?
Yeah, it was piss.
I went to Alison Spittle's birthday party. This is years ago. Maybe just before the podcast or just as the podcast was starting. And I rolled in dog poo.
You rolled?
I rolled
Right,
in
so
it.
that's where that's
That'd
come
be where
from,
now
isn't
I'm
it?
realising.
Projecting again.
And I didn't actually, like, it was loads of her friends from Ireland. And I didn't really know a lot of them. And there weren't many comedians there.
Why were you
So
rolling?
I didn't really know anyone. Well, it was...
didn't really know
Why are
anyone.
you
You were like,
rolling?
I know how to break the ice.
My break. Oh my God, I went to the Chortle Awards yesterday.
Go on.
I
Talk
cannot.
to me about your conversation starters.
Can we do this in the extras? I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, we can do it in the extras. We need to bring on our guest.
Yeah, I was just
I'm
thinking
so
he's
sorry.
knocking down the door,
What time's
waiting to
it?
interrupt us, just like we did with the Shat podcast.
Oh my God, then this is horrendous. We have to bring on our guest. I will tell you everything about Chortle Awards in the extras. Okay. Please welcome to the, you say it with me, please welcome to the podcast, it's Patrick Spicer. Please welcome to the podcast, it's Patrick Spicer. Welcome back, and we're here with Patrick Spicer. I'm sorry.
Why?
That was weird. It's just I'm trying to get right. I'm actually going to be zen from now onwards because I've got a CBD drink as my choice of drink for today.
Yeah.
Which means that I'm about to get trippy as fuck whilst we discuss everything we want to discuss.
Great.
Which I'll start us off. What were you saying about Tunbridge Wells, Rose?
Lovely people. No, just
It's weird.
They didn't enjoy my comedy when I was there recently. They didn't enjoy my comedy.
Have you gig places that start with the word royal, Patrick?
No, I haven't.
They're different.
I was wondering if you were slamming them with just calling them Tunbridge Wells, dropping their royal.
Do you know what they don't like as well? Being
Go
called
on.
Tunbridge, because there is another place called Tunbridge that is, Andrew.
Yeah, they get very iffy about that.
Tunbridge
Yeah.
or Tonbridge?
Yeah, what?
No, Tunbridge.
Tunbridge.
What's the difference?
Well, this is what I was saying, and they did not care for that. They were like, "There's a big difference." And basically, I think it transpired. I think they're scum of the earth.
Oh, I think anywhere that starts with royal, is it like Royal Windsor? There's Windsor and Royal Windsor, is there not?
I don't know if there's Royal Windsor. There's Royal Wootton Bassett.
Near Swindon.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds like a dog.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound like, and I've never met someone from, like, you know, when, like, through comedy, I think we meet so many different people, like, compared to
Yeah.
other careers,
Yeah.
right? I've never met someone from these places. to
From
the
Royal
point where,
Wootton Bassett.
But, like, who's are there, but, like, do you ever have those towns where you're like, I don't think children are coming from there?
Yeah. But I think that anytime I go anywhere, I'm like, I can't believe, not children, but like, I can't believe there are people that live here. I don't live
Yeah.
here. Do you ever have that? You're like, you go to another country,
That's
you're
sort
like,
of like, yeah, I think that's called. I think that's called a
Cardiff.
Messiah complex. I think that's what
yeah,
that
that's
is.
what I'm thinking of, yeah. I can't believe I'm not here and they're bothering to be here. Why?
I know.
Because they lived in hope that one day you would come.
Yeah.
And you fulfilled.
And does the town just keep going when
When
I
you leave, no, they shut down. It shuts down.
Oh,
Right,
a
yeah.
Truman Show. Like, you're going through a set each time, and they're just there for the day.
Yeah, it's more like it's more like when I go somewhere I haven't been, or like a place that looks really different than a place I've been before. Like, do you know what? Like,
You sound so thick
I'm
right now.
fully committing to this.
I know, I respect
A place
it.
that's a really. I said this to my dad once we were on holiday. I was like, "Can you believe there are so many different places that look so different?" And he just didn't even. He didn't say anything in response.
I
He
don't know
just
what
sat
you
in
can
silence.
say
I
in
think he
response
was
to
just
that.
disappointed
It's
in
like,
his son.
He's probably, he's probably just
should have paid
thinking,
for
like,
that
where did
private
I go
school.
wrong? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try and help you out here. Is it like, right, you know when you're flying somewhere in,
Yeah.
let's say, Europe,
Yeah. Okay,
right?
I'm with you.
And you're not at the destination yet, and you're flying over just a random series of villages and towns, and you look down and you're like, people's whole lives are happening down there.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, and to be honest, I sort of do know what you mean. Where you go there, and it is just like, what the fuck? This is all going on, and
Yeah,
it
if-
wigs you out a bit.
Do you mean like a desert?
no, like
no.
Winchester?
Winchester.
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So, like, do you mean like genuinely, like, so you're doing a tour at the moment, big tour, right?
Yeah.
You're going everywhere. Most places you've been with before, I've gigged with you everywhere already. Are you arriving in Leeds and going, what the fuck is this? You went to uni there, man.
Yeah, Leeds. I was like, okay, I've seen this place. I know what this place is like. But going to like, no, I know, but I'd never been to Paris. I went to Paris last weekend. Never been to Paris. I was like, it's so nice.
Review?
It's really nice.
Good, okay.
I had a great
I-
time. Walked around everywhere.
Controversial food. What do you think?
I didn't really. I got So I started. I was gonna get a really fancy French croissant. I was like,
Yeah.
because they're all about the croissants.
Yeah.
And I got in a lot of trouble on Instagram. I think they're overrated. I think they're overrated.
Wow.
Wait, where did you go?
I opened with that at the Paris gig and they hated it. I even did it ironically. I was like, oh, I've got a spicy take. And they were like, no, we genuinely don't think that's funny. I was like, yeah, okay, sick. Well, nice to be here.
It's so scary gigging somewhere you've never been to before, let alone a
Taking
city.
a swing. But like, you get it, we're friends. They're like, we don't know you.
Yeah. I also feel like French people, what do they laugh at?
This is a common theme of this podcast, is slamming the French.
I don't think they've got a
really?
sense of humour.
The-
The people.
Sorry.
I was going to say, we had a clip where we were like, oh, Paris people are so unfriendly. And then loads of Parisians were very unfriendly in
They
our
were
comments.
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
Where's the
Yeah,
friendly?
They're like, what are these bitches saying? I hate them so much.
I turned off my comments on that because
Yeah.
there was a couple which was like, the fat one's always wrong. What's the comment? Which isn't funny, I know, but it is a little bit. Like, trust the fat one to get it wrong.
Is
And the main-
always wrong. That means they
always
listen to it.
No,
That means
I
they're like
think
regular listeners.
No, I think
They haven't learned your name. That's so disrespectful.
I think they mean that. I think it's French. It's skinny French bitches being like,
think?
of course the fat one gets it
Right.
wrong. They're being fat phobic and.
But I was slagging. I think I know this clip. It's the one where I'm saying, I'll say it again. I'll say it again.
I'll reclip
cowardly
it.
behind
Yeah.
their backs with the chances this is getting cut out. I don't think the most magical place on earth, Disneyland Paris, should be in Paris. It doesn't make sense city-wise for the Parisians to have somewhere that magical.
Why? Because they're rude.
They're not a magical people.
Okay.
Camille, that was the last episode of our podcast. Camille went to Disneyland Paris.
And?
She, was converted, did love it. But when I went there, I didn't find it that magical.
Okay, well, it is magical. It's just...
Well, also,
French.
this is what blew my mind. She was like, oh, yeah, we stayed in the hotel.
Which one?
Yeah, but I thought it was, and I was like, yeah, what, in the castle? And she was like, no, you can't stay in the castle.
You can stay at the Cinderella's Castle Suite in Disneyland, Florida, if you've got a special invitation from the Disney World Company or have won a certain competition for the Disney Vacation Club.
Okay, but I'm talking about if I want to go,
All right, Patrick.
and like, if I'm going to
I was going to say
Disneyland,
the same thing.
and I'm staying
glad you
there,
said it.
I want to stay in the castle.
You can stay in the Disneyland Hotel at Disneyland Paris, which
That's
is
where
the
she
opening to
stayed.
the park. Yeah, that's the pink hotel. It's still special and magical.
Is it actually in Paris or is it in like? Is it in Paris in the way that like
It's
Thorpe
on the
Park
end
is in
of the-
London?
Okay, it's at the end of the metro line, so it's like Thorpe Park is in London. It's on the edges of Paris, but it's still very. You know what? Fuck it. I want to go back to French food. Can I say this?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
I think patisserie-wise, lush.
Great.
I like the croissants there, so I don't know.
Well,
Where did
so
you go?
butter croissant.
Yeah.
I was in some fancy, I don't know, some fancy patisserie.
But
type
how do you
place.
know it was fancy? Did you Google it or did you just go off light fixtures?
Light fixtures.
Yes,
yeah,
I
no.
went
With men
for
like
fine.
you.
Yeah, you've been. That's a tourist trap. They're little croissants, right? They're pumping out
but
little
I think,
croissants.
I don't know. I think, but I like croissants when there's something going on. Like
do you
if
mean?
there's like chocolate.
No,
That's a
no.
pan au chocolat that
That's a
you
pan au
use.
choc.
Or like
You want a Pret- you want a
Haribo.
Pret chocolate
I want
croissant.
Haribo?
something. I
Haribo?
mix it up. Just don't give me butter. Butter. It's like
Well, then don't order-
it's like
sorry.
a Rizzler
Yeah,
that's been
that's
soaked
on
in
you.
butter.
That's on
But
you.
you ordered it. You were
ordered
in
it.
Paris and you chose
Because
to
I thought
order
it would change my opinion if I got it in Paris, the home of magical croissants, but it was shit.
I disagree.
I'm
I think
sorry.
a
What are you,
good
French? What
buttery
happened here?
croissant.
Je suis désolé. Sorry, Rose. Well, that's really thick, Patrick.
Yeah, it is.
To be like, oh, I'm going to put so much pressure on this one croissant. Like,
Yeah, but I've eaten probably maybe 60 or 70 croissants in
yeah,
my
and you
life,
don't like them.
and I've
You
never
want-
liked one.
but what point do you give up?
Then I gave up on Friday.
I've never had anal, but I don't think I like it, but I'm open to the opportunity. But if I don't like it after that one time, I'm probably going in again 3 times tops, not 60, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello?
but if you went to the country where they invented anal, then you'd probably try
Scunthorpe.
I was going to say Germany.
Which, Andrew, can you Google
Yeah, who-
which country invented
Google
I
anal?
don't
who
think
invented
that's
It's
anal.
a
gonna
thing.
be. It's gonna be.
I don't think that's.
It's gonna be India.
Oh, it's actually
Guaranteed.
I think
Guaranteed.
whatever we guess, we're going to be in trouble.
800 AD,
800
northern
Greece.
Peru. There's some
Peru.
claims for ancient Greece.
It
Thank
must
you.
be Greece. Come on.
Oh, Greece loved that stuff, didn't they?
100%.
Also, I accidentally left my caps lock on, so it's just who invented anal?
Wait, the Greeks, they were into all sorts of stuff, weren't they?
Yeah.
They loved it. They were very open-minded, actually, as a culture. Do you know how I know that?
No.
Do you want to know? Do you want to be impressed by me?
Yeah, I do.
Fun facts.
I'm back in an Audible era. Like, I'm off the podcast for a bit. And, wait for this, I just downloaded Stephen Fry's Mythos. And it is charming.
Oh, lovely.
Absolutely.
Love that for you.
Charming.
Have you got any good myths?
No, I'm only 15 minutes in.
No myths.
But I've been charmed. No, we're doing the beginning of the world.
Preamble.
Do you want to hear about the beginning of the world according to the ancient Greeks? You know how we think it all started with the Big Bang because of the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
You know the show?
Yeah.
The Greeks,
Yeah.
they don't think it was they didn't think it was nothing and then a Big Bang. They think the world came from chaos. So at the beginning there was chaos.
Right.
Chaos started everything. And that makes sense to me.
Isn't
So I think I'm Greek now.
isn't
Hello?
chaos isn't that one of the gods? Or wasn't some of the gods chaos?
There's a TV show called Chaos that's about gods because I auditioned for it.
Did
Oh.
you? I watched that.
Certainly
Did
did.
you get it?
Didn't see you.
Absolutely not.
It's
Because it was more than 2 lines, so I didn't get the fucking job, did I?
It's hard auditioning. Are you
Yeah.
auditioning at the moment or just touring? Not just touring.
Just touring.
Yeah.
What did I audition for the other? I can't remember. Self-taping. Sending in a lot of tapes. A lot of tapes.
But isn't that
Been busy by
auditioning?
myself.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? You never get feedback on a self-tape. You just assume that they didn't watch it.
No, apparently you can if you ask. Isn't that devastating?
Why would you?
I
want
know,
that?
I know, I
Sometimes
know.
as
You can't even
well.
get to the stage that like used to be the first stage. They introduced a new stage.
Right?
Wait,
Because
what?
it used to be just go straight in the room. No?
Oh, right.
Yeah, like before COVID.
There was still some self-tapes, but yeah, lots of it was in the room.
I want to go back to like LA in the 70s. And
I
just
had
be
an
rejected to my
in-person
face.
casting yesterday. Yeah, I was telling you about
Yeah,
it.
you
Oh, big
were.
I was
shot.
turned up very flustered because I was following my Google Maps and it took me along like a fucking abandoned canal and I had like 5 minutes to get to the casting and I was like, this can't be right. So then I ran back and then it was right. Anyway, yeah.
But that is the hardest part of our jobs. And I know there's like doctors and nurses and like brain surgeons and rocket scientists listening and like good for you. But it's finding places. I think that's the hardest
Yeah.
part. And I'm not like talking about like finding your way from this side of stage to the microphone. But
That
Which
can
can be
sometimes
really
hard.
backstage of
Yeah.
theatres are unnecessarily hard. And
Yeah.
do you know why I reckon? Because of all the sex crimes that have happened there. They wanted it to be tricky to get to different rooms. That's what I think, 100%. Because historically, in theatres, bad things have happened over the years.
Wait, but do you mean to enable the sex crimes? or
Enable it.
prevent them?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
architects win in it.
So that if
And
someone's trying to escape, it's
They
like
can't. Like, it's
that
really
Hugh Grant
tricky.
movie. You can't get out.
Oh my God.
whenever that Hugh Grant movie is.
Heretic.
Yes.
Heretic.
Heretic.
Yeah,
Haven't
sorry,
seen
not
It was
it.
really good.
Oh,
He
no.
was so spooky. That's my review.
He's
Hugh Grant at his spookiest.
got a frightening face.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah, in Paddington.
I think he's still very good looking.
I think he's smoking. He would get it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which,
Hell yeah.
here's a good question for the group.
Yeah.
Which Hugh Grant would you most like to wake up next to? Any film?
Ooh, that's a
Or,
great
and you can also
question.
have the inquiries into the listening into the devices.
the Levison inquiry.
Yeah, you can have Levison inquiries.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want that.
That
I
was
want
pretty,
that.
yeah,
You
that was
want
pretty
fucking
sexy.
fit. Yeah, he's standing up to the. Well,
Who was he standing up to?
For the male, I think it was the male.
News of the
Rupert
world.
Murdoch.
Yeah,
Rupert
Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch.
He's
yeah.
fighting the good fight. So that's that. But then also, sort of quite like Love Actually.
Prime Minister.
Love
Yeah.
Actually.
Prime Minister.
Bridget Jones's Diary is pretty good.
Daniel
I forgot
Cleaver.
how funny he was in that.
Yeah, he's great.
Because I was self-taping for something that I didn't get.
Bridget Jones' Diary.
It
Bridget
wasn't
Jones'
Bridget
Baby.
Jones' Diary. I can't remember what it was, but it was a guy who had to be really sexy and deadpan, and I was like, I'm not I don't want to be like sex. I don't know how to audition sexy.
You are so sexy though.
It's
Guys,
effortless.
please,
Yes.
come on, stop it.
This is
honestly.
mental
That's
right
why
now.
I brought it up, but I appreciate it. Anyway.
You can't see for the audience, but there's actually 20 dogs behind the cameras, just like.
Yeah, frantically panting. But they've been in here the whole time. I don't know.
We always have 20 Frenchies.
The trusty
just-
dogs.
Yeah.
Trusty dogs.
They always think there's a
Whoa.
booking for crusty dogs. And they're like,
That would be quite funny to invite someone on a podcast and just never comment on it.
We'll just have 20 panting dogs. in the
20
room.
dogs. You're like, what's for the dogs? Anyway, no, we can start now.
but those big, really sick ones. Like,
Some Bernards.
Yeah, big.
same birds. Are they that's Beethoven.
Beethoven.
dribbling.
The genetically ruined ones.
Yeah.
Or
Oh
is
no,
it
no,
shit?
no. I think St Bernards are okay.
They're supposed to be like that. Oh, right.
That's natural.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I
St
remember.
Bernards are just the big boys.
They're big, but I think they do have. They produce, I'd say, more saliva than necessary.
Oh.
Yeah, big gobs.
They do that. Like, remember that shot in Beethoven where he shakes his head?
Oh yeah, in the drawer.
And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, come
absolutely
on, man.
seminal
Nasty.
comedy,
Seminal.
formative.
It's crazy that
experience,
seminal,
that.
we just say seminal
Yeah,
when
and
it
it's
sounds
semen,
so
isn't
much
it?
like cum.
Yeah, and that is where it's come from, isn't it?
Is it?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yes,
It is. That is
semen,
the
of course it
etymology
is.
of seminal.
Seminal.
Seminal, like originating, and semen
Yeah,
is
semen.
also originating, like giving life to.
That
Giving
cannot
life
be
to.
true. That's a
Yeah.
coincidence.
So like the
You need to listen to some
seminal
more Stephen King
performance.
books.
Yeah.
I mean, Friday.
Look, here is a seminal adjective strongly influencing later developments. Second meaning relating to or denoting sperm.
Right.
Here's a synonym for you: spermatic.
Spermatic.
There you go. You can say that was a spermatic performance.
Yeah,
No, you
absolutely
can't.
spermatic.
You can't say that on the news. You would
Is that
get
your
in
metric
trouble.
of whether a word is real or not? Whether you can say it on the news?
I think about whether Trevor McDonald would have said it. and if he wouldn't have said it, I don't say it.
Fair, but no.
That's
a
my.
random
That's my.
newsreader to
That was the first one I thought of. Also, he's the only one not disgraced. I feel like you have to go quite a long
He's
while.
a seminal newsreader.
Do you want to hear something mental, Patrick and Rose?
Yeah, always.
You know, right? You know, before you like become an adult and like work in London, and now we're like comedians, so we do meet sometimes people who are like famous. But before that phase, like it's if you spot one, it's like
Famous?
Yeah, it's to the point where you're like, that's my month sorted.
Yeah.
As far as like, I'll be famous at school for this. Me and my friend Hannah once saw Trevor McDonald ordering at Burger King in Waterloo Station.
Fucking hell, that's a good
Nice.
spot.
And
That's good.
What did he have? Do
Her
you
mum
know?
was there to see it. I couldn't remember,
Oh.
but I remember her mum being like, "That's Trevor McDonald," and both of us being like,
Whoa.
"We cannot believe it. He's in Burger King. Wait for it, just like
Yeah,
us."
yeah,
That's
yeah.
mental.
And I think everyone. Did you have one of those? Like someone
Yeah.
you just go on, Patrick.
You
come
I don't know if I
on.
do. I don't ever remember seeing a celebrity. How old were you? You mean like teenager?
I think we were like
in
12.
adolescence.
Yeah.
12. No, I.
That's so sad.
I don't know. Is everyone else? What
I
I
saw
s-
a couple
did you?
just around.
I saw Noel Edmonds in the Harlequin shopping centre in Exeter. His hair was like a lion's mane. It was like
Wow.
flowing in the breeze. As he had like quite the speed going.
Yeah.
Around Christmas time, deserted shopping centre, just me and Noel basically.
How old were you?
That's not where you want to be.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Is he
Six-year-old
okay?
Noel alone.
I think he's
Surely
more mental
not.
than
Right.
Yeah, he's just mental
Yeah. Okay.
for sure.
he's more cosmic ordering.
All right, but
than-
I got my eye on him.
As we should. We should
yeah.
have our own everyone.
We should be
We
watching each
must.
other carefully.
But I didn't. Yeah, I did think twice about following him, but I didn't in the end.
No, you
I was
shouldn't-
Christmas shopping. I was stressed out. I think I was on the way to a cookware shop to try and panic buy something for my mum.
How old were you? I'm
Yeah,
picturing
like
you
early
7 years old. Okay, that
teens.
makes
Early
more sense.
teens.
Yeah.
And I once saw Jude Law in London, and I did that thing where I didn't clock that it was Jude Law. I just saw that he was familiar, and so I said hello, and he was like, he just looked down, and then as I said hello, I was like, "It's Jude Law," and then it was so embarrassing because he clearly was
Hello.
just like, yeah, I just went hello.
That's so fucking
just
cool.
went- I just walked on.
He would have forgotten it within
Oh
a
yeah,
millisecond.
yeah. But it's
He-
lived on in my memory.
He probably has people saying hello to him all day.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I remember when a celebrity moved to our town, and
Go
it
on.
was like we couldn't believe it. And Chris Beck lived on his cul-de-sac, and it was a man called Darren who would do the BBC weather if someone else was sick,
Oh my god.
but like the 10 o'clock one, like the proper one. And we were like,
Darren.
Darren Bett.
yeah, have you just googled?
Yeah.
But
Wow.
we
Wow,
were
you're
like,
quick.
Thank you.
couldn't. It was just so huge, and Chris was like, I saw him the other day. And we were
Also,
doing what? And he was like getting out
have
of the
I
car,
told-
and we'd be like,
Darren has a car. No.
Have I told you that Wizardora? I grew up. Wizardora lived in my village.
Who's that?
shut the fuck
Too
up.
young.
But from the CBBC.
Wizardora. She was like a stalwart from CBBC.
In your village?
A witch, yeah.
A witch.
I played a witch.
Oh, right.
She's
also there
she's a
was-
fucking
Jesus.
legend, actually. She's called Wendy, and she loves a sesh in the pub. She'll be like, I've got to go home. I've got my roast in the oven. 4 hours later, you go back into the pub. She's dancing on the table. She's like, it's all burned.
Wizardora!
Yeah, yeah. She used to judge the fancy dress competitions at the
What fancy dress competition?
well, at the village fair.
What village did you
About
grow
to
up
say,
in?
yeah. What village is
Did
that?
you grow
We
up in a
didn't-
small village?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
she's
didn't know that.
Devon.
Yeah.
Devon?
Devon. Yeah.
We had a fair that came to Fleet. Did you have a fair that came through Beckenham? No.
No,
Do you grow
we
up in
had.
Beckenham?
Yeah.
I live in Penge.
Do you?
Yeah.
No
That's
way,
nice,
very
isn't
close.
it?
I used to go to a sort of a youth club type thing in Penge.
Oh yeah.
What's the youth club?
Well, it was like kind of like a rock night, maybe once.
Was
a
it
month.
Christian?
It wasn't Christian.
Right.
It was like it felt like.
Are
a
you
club.
sure it wasn't Christian? Because it sounds
I don't think
like
it was Christian.
Okay, do
I
you
don't
want to
think there was another
describe-
one that was Christian, which was in Beckenham, which we went to, and we would make fun of them when they tried to preach at us,
Oh.
which was embarrassing, probably for them and for us retrospectively.
Yeah, retrospectively, they were just.
Do you
trying to
think you're
spread the
so
good
funny when you're a
Lord.
kid, being like
Yeah.
not
Ooh,
caring about
God,
things,
shit.
but it's the most embarrassing thing you can do?
Yeah.
Mm.
Can I just quickly
Penge.
interject? Why were you in a youth rock group in Penn?
Yeah,
I
what
wasn't
were
in
you
a rock
doing?
group. I was just in attendance. I would attend each month.
So what would happen?
Battle of the Bands?
Yeah, Battle of the Bands. There was a Battle of the Bands.
Sick.
Yeah, there was a pool table downstairs. We got to play on that.
Sick.
So would they just
Pretty good.
play rock music?
Yeah, but it was like a pub for kids. Like you could hang out and you weren't.
It's
allowed
a
to drink.
youth centre.
I
yeah.
understand.
It's
I'm just
class-
struggling with
But
the
it was
rock
I think it
element. Like,
was
did you have
in
to
a
dress
pub.
up? Did you have to?
No, it was like a youth club, but it kind of felt like a pub.
Yeah.
My
they
friend
just-
got punched in the face.
That is quite rock and roll.
That's
pretty
the rock
rock.
element. It wasn't rock club. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Frank
Now I'm on
Frank got
board. Now
He
I'm
got
on
punched in the
board.
face, and
And
we
did you
all
see
put
it?
down our Bibles. It was crazy. There was this one guy who was arguing with another guy, and then my friend tried to break up, and then this one guy punched like 4 people in the face. It happened so quickly, and he knocked all of them to the floor. It
And
was
that's
insane.
Penge. And that's
And that's Penge.
and it hasn't changed.
That's on the poster for Penge. That
That's
guy
a
punching
big
4
fight
people.
for teenagers because usually it's just
Yeah.
one-on-one. He
Yeah.
punched 4 people.
Yeah, and I was one of those, like, I never got in a fight as a teenager. I would be on the periphery of the fight, acting as if I could jump in at any moment.
I so
But, like,
know
That
that
is
guy.
If
such a
anyone punching
stressful
moved anywhere near
thing.
to me, then it would be like a runaway.
I
Or
also-
just being like,
Oh, come
whoa,
on,
whoa, guys,
whoa,
come
whoa.
on. Hey, hang on a sec. What's
I
going
feel
on?
like that's
I'm
like such a
confused when I
stressful
know.
thing for teenage boys to go through that I didn't even factor. Like we didn't really have to.
You
I
didn't
suppose
have
there'll be like bitch fights. People like girls just like holding onto each other's hair
Those
and
were
stuff.
crazy, though. I
But
feel
like,
those were crazier than-
yeah, having to like decide where you stand in fights is a big. That's a.
It's
sort of
not that hard
seminal-
if you always decide to never be in the fight.
But
Yeah,
don't you feel
that's
like sometimes you
nice.
just like happens if you just got punched? Like do you not have to like? I don't know. I just watched
I got punched
Adolescence last
sometimes.
night, so
Don't
it's very
spoil
fresh.
it.
I'm
I
not
haven't
saying
done
anything.
it.
I'm not saying anything. But it's just I'm just thinking about like it's just you can just be. Yeah, it's true. I can't have to say anything without spoiling it. But I feel like at school you could just find yourself in a situation. You're like, oh my God, how am I even like? Sometimes there was like a big thing, and you just happened to sit next to someone in one of the classes, and you're like, oh, all of a sudden I'm like sort of part of this thing. There was a big fight at me and Hannah again. She's gonna shout out Hannah. We used to do
big up Hannah,
Yeah,
actually.
big up Hannah. Hope you're great. We used to do like joint birthday parties
Lovely.
a lot, and I think it must have been our 16th one or something. And like one of our friends brought along her boyfriend who's older. Like, do you know what I mean? And like he brought a couple of friends, but it was clearly like some sort of problem between him and a boy in our year, or like he thought there was, or some. It was always something to do with disrespect or something stupid like that. Just machismo.
Teenagers are determined to be respected. They have no basis.
Yeah, they're the least deserving of respect.
But there was a full-on punch-up. But the police did get called because I think one of the boys, he went to the hospital and like something like needed something done with his eye, like it was bad, and he's fine now. But I remember it being like my parents got called and Hannah's parents and stuff by the police for like what were you doing to keep this party safe and all of this sort of stuff. And it's like, oh my God. And I was on the trampoline at the back of the party and I missed
bouncing away.
Like with my big boobs, like I'm a bit of a weird one, but I've got boobs. And all the boys like, and I'm like, but I missed all of it. But this is going to sound so mental, like really mad. But I was gutted. I wasn't there.
Oh, you missed the fight.
Yeah, because you just like.
But then because then it was like, oh my God, you get to go to the trial, and people got to go and like stand on the witness.
Oh my God.
And like take a day off
Dreams.
college, and I was like.
I did mock trial, and that was even a rush in itself.
What's a mock trial?
Did you not do mock trial?
What's mock trial?
Okay, mock trial is like a mad thing where they get teenagers to pretend to do a trial, and you learn all like you get a role. I was a witness, and
I don't think it's like you went like I was a witness.
Excuse me.
For the benefit of people who are
they were like,
YouTube,
who can put on a
she
good
put her hand under her chin like she got cast by Steven Spielberg. I was a witness.
They needed someone who could deliver a great performance. So who did they come to?
I got a self-tape for Witness.
Oh no!
I never made it to audition.
Yeah, if you need any tips, no. But and it's great. You do it. You start off like in your local magistrate's court, and you get given like this case, and you have to learn your witness statement.
They
and
give you the court.
Yeah. They're trying to get people. They're probably trying to get you into the, and then you progress. We got to national final. We went Old Bailey.
Wait, this is competitive.
Yeah, we went Old Bailey.
This is true.
It is. I met Cherie Blair.
You met Cherie Blair.
Yes.
Whoa.
Honest, swear down on my life. Got to go London. Got to go Pizza Express for the first time. Met Cherie Blair.
Wow, this story
Where was Cherie Blair?
She's a QC. She's a lawyer.
Oh my God.
She's moonlighting.
Wait. Andrew, have you heard of mock trial?
I've done a mock trial.
Thank
yes,
you.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I got a really shit role though. I was just like, not even the bailiff, like
Clark or something, where you're like,
really
you have to
annoying.
just say like, all rise.
I know, and then I was in it with people that weren't theatre kids, and I was like,
I'd say you
give
were
me a chance to
musical
shine.
theatre.
But are you riffing or are you just reading
No,
scripts?
you can't riff.
No, yeah.
You can only
so
riff
it's just,
if you're
how
the...
is it a competitive play?
No, you can riff if you're the witness because you get
Careful.
cross-examined.
She's getting angry.
No, I don't give a shit.
But it's annoying
Unless
'cause they
it turns
give
to
you-
a fight, and then I'll back off. I will push you all the way to the limit and then apologise.
Rose, I'm sorry. What was your trial again?
Oh, it was a shoplifting one.
Shoplifting trial?
Yeah, and it was really annoying because when you're the witness, they gave you your witness statement that you had to learn and you got cross-examined, but there were inconsistencies in it. So you had to then...
And this is a real case?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, it might have been, but
I don't
that
think they
seems
prosecute
like...
shoplifters.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I gotta stop shoplifting. I thought that was like robbery, like something they just never bothered to investigate.
No, I think, I don't know.
Or burglary is the one.
I
they
don't
investigate.
think
No,
they're actually
they
from-
definitely investigate burglary.
Do they?
Yeah.
No, do they?
I don't think so.
I
Our
don't
flat
think
got
so.
burgled.
That's
I don't
when
think it
We
was
got burgled when I
investigated.
was a kid. They didn't
Yeah.
do anything.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know how involved I was in the investigation, but they,
You were running it, and then they were like, Patrick, you actually need to
Guys,
come in this
you're
week.
too
You're doing
close to
mock
the
trial,
case."
but you've done it. Yeah.
you're too involved.
The mock trial sound nice and normal.
So you made it all the way to national finals.
Yeah,
in
I went
London.
London.
Did you
Cherie
win?
Blair. Don't think we won, but yeah, we went to the we got to do it in the Old Bailey. Pretty cool.
That's
Whoa!
crazy.
This is why the courts are crumbling because
they're
they just
giving
pack them out with teenagers.
Yeah.
I'd say no one can get a court date. Like, it's a massive problem on the prison system.
don't blame me.
And that's because there's
It's not my
groups
fault.
of
I'm a fantastic
teenagers
witness.
doing mock trial. I think it's one of those things that like schools can just sign up for different projects.
Yeah.
And our school did a big dance one,
Yeah.
but not. What was it called? What was the big dance country? The one that everyone, like the whole school
Big
could
national
enter.
dance competition.
National dance like Euro dance or something, or like Euro.
The Great Big Dance Off.
No,
we
come
weren't
on.
doing that back
I
then.
didn't get in it. I didn't get in it actually.
No one
I
had
didn't
thought
get
of
it.
that.
It's tough when you don't get stuff at school, isn't it?
Yeah, really tough.
Like, I mean, you were fine at Rock Youth Group. I'm sure everyone was fucking welcome there.
Yeah,
do you ever do
except people
school
getting
play?
punched in the face. We did debate. I was in a debate. For 1 year, I was in a debate group team,
Yeah.
and we made it to something. We went to. I mean, I grew up in South London, but
Yeah,
we
did
went
you
to
go
the middle
London?
of London.
Yeah, big.
And
Did you go Pizza Express?
We didn't go to Pizza Express,
Right.
but it was exciting. It was
Oh.
like me and 3 friends, our English teacher, on a day out.
Wow.
I got a special commendation for something.
That's
I
good.
can't remember what it was. We lost,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
yeah,
I was
yeah,
singled out as like, this guy's pretty good.
yeah. Okay.
I think it shows how
This guy
more
can
chill
chat.
you are compared to both Rose and I. That you're like, I got a commendation for something. I could tell you every award
Yeah.
certificate, and I could tell you where
Same.
it is in my flat
Yeah.
right now.
we need. Dan calls it praise pie. He's like, you need your praise pie, don't
Is
you?
that what it is?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Oh, this was what I was going to tell you before the podcast when I said I'm going to tell
Go
you,
on.
found out this thing.
Oh my God,
Camille
do
and Beatty on my podcast, Birthday Girls House Party.
Shout out Birthday Girls
Shout
House
out
Party. It's
Birthday
such a
Girls
funny
House
podcast
Party.
and it's
Big
amazing
up.
and everyone should listen to it because I listen to it and I love it.
Thank you. I found out, they told me, well, Beatty let slip, that when I'm like in a bad mood or like bringing negative vibes to the podcast,
Yeah.
they have a trick where they just give me a compliment and it instantly transforms my mood. And so I was like, so every compliment you have given me on this podcast has been a fucking lie.
That's
You should go back through all of them.
I know.
Mm.
and
then
you will.
See what
and I
they
will.
really think.
And Camille was obviously fuming because she was like, BT, you've let the cat out of the bag. So now whenever they give me a compliment on the podcast, I'm like, right.
I haven't noticed that.
Have you not?
As a listener, that is not.
fucking
but
pair of snakes.
I also would have just been like, yeah, they're complimenting Rose because Rose deserves compliment. 'cause
Thank
Rose
you.
did as
Exactly.
well.
That's what I was thinking.
Are you complimenting her now?
Are you
trying to
doing
turn
it
her
now?
No,
mood
I'm
around?
sympathising actually.
Thank
I'm like,
you.
that's fucking bull. Wait, are you and fucking Catherine doing that to me?
No, you're so like astute and brilliant on
doing
this
it.
podcast.
That's
We
what-
don't
doing it
need
right
to
now!
do
He's doing it right now.
It's the gays, they're manipulative. And that's the problem with Andrew and Catherine, dare I say it. The pair of them together,
Yeah.
it's constant. Because I do come in bad moods all the time.
I've never seen you in a
I
bad
was going
mood.
to say,
No,
I've never seen you in a bad mood.
Oh, come on.
I've seen you in like a chaotic mood, but not
Yeah,
a bad
but not
mood.
a bad
me in
mood.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I
but you
think
see the chaos and then the tears start.
I can never tell when you're really crying.
5 years into doing weekly stuff together,
Yeah.
Gigless and all this. You don't know?
No,
You don't know?
like this isn't fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fake.
Okay, yeah, that was fake, but still. Fuck. But I feel that's just how it works with like working with other people. Like you're just constantly like with
Yeah.
the audience as well. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if you can like, I'm in a really bad mood, but you can't tell. But sometimes I'm like, oh, these guys are not having it. Like I've had crowds before where they've come in, really lovely people, and they've just been rained on all day. Like literally, it's just
They're
wet
in
and cold
Max.
outside. Yeah, and they come in,
They're
and like,
holding
I know
umbrellas.
their shoes are a bit wet, and I'm like, yeah, guys, me too.
But the thing with you, Helen, is I don't think you're someone who, like, you might be in a bad mood or really miserable, but I think you don't. I think you work hard to not let your mood affect other people.
Agree. Whereas I bring
So,
a
like,
toxic
I'm
vibe.
very happy to bring the vibe
Yeah,
down.
me too. I will ruin an atmosphere.
Oh, you're actively.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, if you're coming down with me. Yeah.
See, I don't
This
get
mock
that
trial
from
is
either
going
of you.
down. I don't get. I saw the whole
Yeah, I
thing.
fucking stole it myself. Wasn't even
The witness
Yeah.
is going.
send me down.
Yeah.
I've got an image now of the two of you walking down the street on a hot summer's day and you're in bad moods and any child is holding an ice cream cone and you're like, fuck off!
I actually am like that.
Smearing shit across people's
Yesterday I was in a
faces.
bad mood and on the tube, and a pregnant lady got on and I was sitting in the middle seat, like nowhere near the priority seats.
Yeah.
Pregnant lady gets on, 2 men in the priority seats, both just pretending not to have seen.
Oh, that's bullshit, though.
I got up, gave her my seat,
Good for you.
and then was
them
so
evils?
well, I didn't even just give them evils. I was like, I looked at them, made gestures as if to be like, hello, and then
Did
they
you
looked
say
at me,
anything?
and I said, look up, and then had to just stand next to them for the preceding 20 minutes.
But that's legend
Look
behaviour.
up.
look up. And then the guy tried to give me his seat. I was like, I don't want your seat. And then I had to stand next to him because it was fucking busy tube.
And you wanted the
And I
seat,
thought, is he going to stab me? I don't
You
know.
should have taken it.
But I think that's fine.
No,
I think that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it?
That's not a bad move.
It's
That's
endangering my
justice.
personal
That's
safety
street justice.
for very little reward.
No,
Yeah, possibly you could get stabbed.
I think.
Well,
Busy
it's London,
tube.
so anything that you might do in a normal civilization, you have to rationalise.
Had to make a split
Anything I
decision whether to
do-
try and intervene in a phone theft the other day, and
No.
literally the only thing that stopped me was like, "You've got a baby. You're gonna. You might
Okay, I don't have a
Yeah,
baby, and I
you can
stopped
do it.
myself the other day. I saw these two boys on the pavement, and I was like had my phone, but I like hugged it into myself.
Same
and they
story
went
with
past
me.
the bus stop.
Went past.
And
Same.
then I saw them
Was it at Elephant and Castle?
oval.
Oh, but they'll do
close.
it
Same
outside
area.
the tubes.
Close.
They'll do
Yeah.
it outside the tubes.
And then
Could've been the
these
same
two
guys.
girls like coming across the
Yeah.
street, and I just saw the like bike cycle past, and I thought, fuck, they're gonna nick someone's phone. I can feel it.
Yeah.
And then they sort of turned around, and then I just heard thief.
yeah,
And I was like, looked up, and I was like, "Yep, that's the two of them." And I was like,
Yeah.
I should. I saw.
That's
the
what I
moment they
thought.
passed by,
Why didn't I
should have
shout?
shouted,
They're gonna
"Thieves,
steal your-"
thieves,
because
thieves,
you
thieves."
don't. If you're wrong, it's like it's not a great look.
That's exactly why my brain stopped. I was like, these are just two teenagers on a
yeah.
bike, and it just looks like I'm just sort of like, fuck these teens.
Yeah,
like,
so-
Well, it's also hard to tell because all teenagers wear balaclavas now.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I'm like, if you're not committing a crime, why are
Take
you
it
doing
off.
that?
because it is chilly out and about.
On your face.
Chilly on face on a
Chilly
bike.
cheeks.
Chilly cheeks.
But they're all wearing. They're going to shops with them on.
You don't have balaclava then, Patrick? Because all the other
No.
boys are wearing.
I know. They're all teasing me about
This is how you realise they're like.
Patrick.
They're like,
My
you won't
face
get.
is ice cold.
They're like, you won't get involved in fights. You won't wear a balaclava.
You won't stand in the back in the drill video.
Patrick just in the background at youth group, like,
Guys, whoa,
whoa,
whoa, come
whoa.
I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation.
Well, you're a good boy, and you know what good boys do? They help people on podcasts solve problems. What a segue!
Oh, hello, professional podcaster.
You've
How
done
long did
this
that
for
take
5
me to
years.
get there? I know, right?
36 minutes. That's not too bad.
Is that bad?
When are you supposed to hit
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
I feel like
Some of that
it
stuff was
should be
gold.
my job because I'm the Catherine on my podcast. So it should be I should have been hurrying you along and keeping you on a check, but I'm off the leash here because it's not my podcast.
It's not your
You're out of
podcast.
control.
So, yeah,
You're
I don't
trying to
have to.
praise.
baby.
Also, like, this always happens when Catherine's not here, to the point where I'm like, I think we should just like talk about what we want to talk about, and then we can do problems in the extras.
Do you want to do a problem in the extras?
Yeah, and then people can like write in and say, "Oh, Helen messed it up." As long as Catherine doesn't find the email, I don't care. Is that real?
No.
No.
See, that was obvious.
Do you have a shared email you're both responsible for?
No, there's one email, trustyhogs@gmail.com, and only Andrew gets to see it because people write in anonymous problems, and I'm assuming they also write in not nice things about us sometimes, and you shield
Constantly. I
us.
really have to filter quite a lot. Yeah.
Do you actually shield us?
No.
I bet you do.
No, I think there's maybe been 5 emails I've just withheld from you.
Yeah.
Whoa,
And I
that's
don't
good.
need
But
to
not
know.
like nasty, just like, oh, this is so pedantry that like nobody will care.
Fair play. That's completely fair. I
got some hate mail on Twitter because once on my podcast we do our silly games where we like make up fake scenarios, and I said that there was a scenario I was like, we've got a secretary in this office and he's a sex slave, and a man said he would never listen to the podcast again.
And you were like, bye bye.
Once we tried to beef with Pappies, and we got a very angry email being like, how dare you insult the lovely Pappy boys? I've cancelled my Patreon subscription. Yeah, they were really upset.
Good.
I went on
Goodbye.
Pappy's and I was like, you guys can go fuck yourselves. Like, tried to start, like,
Hell
we
yeah,
thought
dude.
it'd be funny with them as well to like start, like,
podcast
that's the
beef, yeah.
podcast beef, because it was at the time when, like, there were some, let's say, podcasts that were more on the right wing side and left wing that were beefing, and we were like, this would be such a funny
Yeah.
beef.
You guys
and
found
we
right.
lost the Patreon.
You lost one. That's fine.
One, maybe, yeah, just one that
One
told
that
us.
announced
that
it,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
How big was their contribution? Was it like $1,000 a month?
Yeah, it was
a big hit.
£10,000 a month.
I'd like to go in and just be like a benefactor Patreon. So like I just donate like $100,000 to a podcast a month, and they have to do everything I say.
Okay, interesting.
That's what I want to do. It's not an option on the website. I would email them directly and say.
But what would you want to hear people talk about for that amount of money?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
what
think
would
it
you
wouldn't
make
even
them do?
it wouldn't even really matter. It'd just be the fact that I was getting them to do it would be enough.
And, oh my God, I'm on that fucking Segway fire right now. For Patrick to be able to raise the funds to be able to do that with a podcast, tell us about your tour.
Whoa, that's so good how you did that.
That was insanely good.
That was seamless. I'm on tour. I'm going all around the UK and all around Europe, all over the place.
Describe Europe.
Europe is like a continent. It contains many countries. It was organised into a union, which we left, which I think was a great call. I think that was good. I think it's important
And
that
that's
we
what
have
the tour's
control
about,
of
isn't
our
it?
borders. Basically, I'm just going to different European countries and telling them we made the right decision.
Yeah.
We don't need you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please do buy tickets if you live in Zurich, Basel, into Paris.
Already done that one. Berlin, you done?
I got Berlin done.
Munich.
Munich is almost sold out.
Oh, buy Munich right now.
Munich, there's like 10 left.
München, come
I have
for
such a
buy.
bad memory for tour
Copenhagen.
locations.
What does that mean?
Copenhagen, yeah, could use some in Copenhagen. Couple in Cork. A few in Ireland. Ireland mostly sold out. We're gonna add a whole bunch more either in like June or maybe a couple months after that, and a load of other places I haven't gone. Like
You know what?
Vienna, Oslo, all these other places where people DM you saying, "Come here."
Go to Oslo.
I'm going.
It's good.
Yeah.
I've never been to Vienna, so that's just me. Like, I don't know. But Oslo, so fun. And if you get sick, the gastro ward there. What a lovely.
You went to the
group of
gastro ward in
people.
Oslo?
Yeah.
Really? Why? What's the
For like 3 days. I loved it. They
It's
were
because
brilliant.
because I direct Helen's stand-up shows.
Yeah.
And
And
I
I ate
made
an egg
her
out of
eat
my
an
bra.
egg out of her
Oh,
bra.
I remember
and
the
it gave
egg
her
bra
food poisoning.
show.
Yeah, well, more than food poisoning, I was hospitalised in a different country.
Didn't you buy an egg every day though? It wasn't like an old egg.
So I kept it in my bra, but I would buy like 4,
So
take
I
them in,
didn't-
and then leave them backstage at the bunker.
So I didn't.
Uh-huh.
I didn't tell her to do that. I said you make the egg fresh every day and you bring it in fresh every day.
Sometimes I was
Yeah.
peeling a Scotch egg on the street 'cause I'd forgotten.
and she didn't listen to my. Yeah, she.
Ugh.
But I'm okay now.
And one of those eggs gave you salmonella?
We don't know. The top of my stomach got an infection, the top sphincter, and inflamed itself closed.
Yuck. That's nasty.
You're supposed to be plugging your fucking tour. You're saying yuck to me. Yeah, go see Patrick for more absolute zingers like, yuck. You know what? I'll finish your plug. Patrick's super fucking funny. He's massive online. We're going to tag him on everything that we're going to release on this. So you just click on Patrick Spicer and then give him a follow and then come to the show. Also, just as something, because I like to make life easy for you, sweet. I don't know which camera I'm looking into. I never know.
Yeah,
Go straight down the middle.
Yeah, always down the middle. But it's there's 2 there, and it's very hard for Helen.
That's the close, that's the
And
one.
then,
The closer one.
all right,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Not my first podcast.
Which one? This one.
This one, that one's on Patrick, and this one's wide.
On Leeds, you've got a date in Leeds, and
Leeds,
you don't
there
know
are
this
5
yet.
tickets left. What?
I'm on the show before you.
What? Really?
No joke.
No
so if
way.
you want to do a double, you can stay and watch Patrick with
That's
me.
so fun.
Isn't
Do you want
that
a
so fun?
carpool? Have you already got tickets?
I've got train tickets because I booked them before I knew that you were going to be there. But now I'm like, maybe we could travel back together and I can watch.
Let's do it.
Yeah?
That'd be fun.
Patrick's so funny. You go follow online. You go see show. And then even better than that, Rose so funny. Rose have podcast. Patrick no podcast. Rose have podcast and,
And-
very funny online.
And do sketchies online.
the
And
sketches
do
are
sketches.
so
Start
good.
doing sketchies.
Do you know how I know your sketches are flawless?
Thank you.
Because you said, do you know how I know?
How?
Because I showed my sister, my evil sister, the Traitors head turn, and she laughed.
I got Marianne. Oh,
You
do
got
right.
Marianne. You
Yeah,
can say her
say her
fucking. You can say her fucking name. Don't say it 3 times. I'm so nervous.
Okay, great.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I'm. That's
how funny
honestly
you are.
3 million views, nothing. Marianne, please.
3 million
Yeah,
views.
thank you. Don't
This
don't-
is
don't
fire.
mind if I do.
Your social card drop. I don't know how you would say that.
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We'll link everything. Go follow them. If you want to listen to us solving problems, too bad. You have to wait for an episode when Catherine's here. We'll see you in the
Or join the
Or
extras.
join the Patreon.
Or join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon.
If you give 100 grand, you can dominate what these people will do on their podcast.
These people. These people. We'll do anything naked, but not everything clothed. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you so much to our executive producers sat there in the lounge as we expect you are. Thank you, Simon Moores, Guy Goodman, Sarah Deakin, Stefanie Catracchia, Oliver Jago, Anthony Conway, Neil Redmond, Sadie Cashmore and Angela S. We are so grateful.
Thank you, execs. We love you. And now for our mouth sounded weird. I loved it so much.
It was very Annie to Mr. like Daddy Warbucks.
Daddy Warbucks.
We love you. No, but thank you for the dollars. Thank you.
Anything but you.
Yeah.
It's such a good song. That tap dance at the end. Everyone Google it. 1982, Aileen Quinn, Annie. And thank you so much to our producers. It's Elle, Richard Bold, Rachel Page, Helen A, Abbie Worf, Luke Bright, Kate, KC, Anthony, Sophie Chivers. Oh my God, I messaged them on Instagram and I asked.
And what did they say?
I think it's Chivers. I can't remember. Oh my God.
To do it and then not know.
That's so annoying. I got a notification. They commented on something and I was like, oh my fucking God. Tell us. This is so annoying. And I'm so sorry, Sophie. We still don't know. Laura Pollock. Dougie Doogie Robertson, Becky Fox, Tim and Dom, Raia Fink, Cordelia, Amy O'Riordan, Taz, Carey Seuthe, CV, we still don't know. Stephen Chicken, we know that one.